Mark Gilman, along with Western Oregon head football coach Arne Ferguson. And, Coach, we haven't seen each other for a couple of weeks, but coming off a big ball game, a lot of travel, 2,000 miles to play number 5 ranked North Alabama at their place. Talk about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked since we went down to Humboldt, where we played well, but we got beat down there in a very tough game for us. And then a couple of our players next week going to North Alabama, which is 2 tough road trips back-to-back. We left on Thursday at 4:45 in the morning, got there about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So took an extra day for our players to recover on Friday, but we had a good practice and really felt that we really started to get some momentum against a very good Northern Alabama team. You know, like I said earlier, Humboldt's a good team also, so it's good preparation. Northern Alabama, a very good team, number 5th in the nation, playoff team last year. Would have probably went to semifinals and beyond. They lost the game by 3 points or something like that. Very a different style of football in Alabama, very ball controlled, quarterback running, physical type runs. Defensively, a lot of sit back and zone. So our receivers were open. Quarterback made some good things, but we got to run the football. Trey jumped in and did a really nice job, but we got to run the football to take some pressure off our O-linemen in long passing situations. And so we really felt we got some things that we anticipated. We just need to execute better. We had good momentum going into halftime, and then we had some big plays on defense, and a couple of them that really, the score-wise, changed the score, but really it was a very hard-fought battle throughout.
And playing a team of that caliber, and I got to see some of the broadcasts there. You know, it's a big deal down there, and it's kind of interesting to play at the field where they have the D2 championship traditionally.
Yeah, they've been having the D2 championship. Someone told me like 10 to 15 years in Florence, Alabama. Huge stadium, 15 both sides, a really nice condensed stadium. Atmosphere before they actually had a pregame show that they did where students driven, multiple students doing that. They're really getting involved with what's going on. It's actually the first time they did it. It's more like a game day. So we brought a helmet for them, and we spent honestly 25 minutes talking about us, the trip, and also Northern Alabama, and they're very appreciated for us to come and visit them and excited about coming to Oregon in the future. But for our players, it was a very good experience where they got better against extremely good competition. And then our next step is going into our conference. So we had 2 really tough games that didn't go our way. Going into conference, I think it really prepares us to keep working on what we need to. We're still a young team with some really talented seniors. Wish we had some more of them, obviously. But the situation is those guys are very talented, and we're not quite full strength against Northern Alabama. But we're excited to play Dixie and see what we can do there.
Yeah. You're facing a Dixie squad that has struggled a little bit, but you get to start with them in conference. But what about this year's edition of the Red Storm?
Yeah, people have to remember last year they had a 6'4", 265 tight end, Joe Don Duncan, that went to the Indianapolis Combine and put up the most reps and the strongest tight end, one of the strongest guys there in the top 5. So that shows you what type of quality talent they can have. They're on a verge of being a good team. They're just a couple plays away. Their quarterback's throwing the ball, is making plays, outrunning everybody in our conference. O-line's getting better. Their defense, the inside guys especially, are very physical. They are in that transition, and so we don't look at their record. That's immaterial. They can be a very good football team if the ball bounces their way, and they're on that verge of continuing to get better because they play hard. They play football really hard, very determined, so they're fun to watch.
Now, you weren't at full strength here. What's the prognosis as you head into the game this week?
We feel like we might get some guys back. We're not sure yet. We're still waiting. Our trainer evaluates that, and medical issues they don't let us talk about too much.
Sure.
But we're excited to see that, the development of our players. That extra day's rest always helps, and then it's the next step for our team to really gel towards that last run to a conference championship is really our goal against a very competitive conference.
And this, as you talked about, the conference is good, and it's good to get the first game for conference play at home as well. You get to feed off what's been a good crowd with the games that we've had here, limited as they are.
Well, game or games.
Right.
So we knew the first 6 weeks is going to be a grueling test. We know we haven't played our best football yet. Anytime you go back to back road trips, those type of things, it wears on the body. Then you throw some injuries in there, which everybody has, and we've been very fortunate about that the next guy steps up, and done a nice job. We're just not at full strength, and we're hoping to be here pretty soon. So we have some changes to maximize our ability of our team, and working on those changes as we get more comfortable with our offense and our defense. But just to be able to settle down and have a consistent practice, start of school, that's done. So that's always a little bit of stress for some kids, just the schedule-wise of classes in and out, those type of things. So we feel like this is our final push where our players are really going to start playing like we can.
All right. Well, Coach Arne Ferguson, as always, appreciate your time, and best wishes here with this ball game today.
Well, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Good to see you again.
All right.